CCW Concealed Pistol License Training class. Trained up and edified and really empowered some citizens today with the gift of personal protection. So I'm sky high right now.
Okay, that's good. Before we get into asking you some things about your the Firearm Academy, I want you to give a brief I don't want to say explanation, or a brief comment about someone who may have made a positive impact in your life.
Wow, positive, man. So many people there. You know, I'm going to echo your sentiment. I'm going to give a shout out to my moms, Miss Marquita Pearson. A very influential person in my life. She made sure that she went without a few things to make sure that me and my siblings had everything that we needed. So I think I turned out well, so I'm going to give a shout out to my moms.
Well, she definitely raised the crime-fighting, vigilante, firearm yielding.
No, I'm not a vigilante.
No, I wouldn't call you that. You're nothing like Charles Bronson or anything like that.
No, I'm not Charles Bronson.
Well, let's talk about your Firearms Academy. First of all, what makes you a qualified firearms instructor?
Well, to be a firearms instructor, really you have to go through a relatively rigorous process through the National Rifle Association, and they have a program set up where if you meet up with a training counselor, such as myself, I am a training counselor, they can do a gap analysis with you and determine where your abilities are with your firearms knowledge, how well you can prepare and lead a group of individuals from where they are to where they need to be so that they can be lawful with those concealed pistol licenses. You have to pass a certain number of examinations. I believe I took 6. You got to score better than 95% on all the examinations. It's a pretty rigorous course, but I mean, if you're dedicated and if it's something you really are interested in and want to do, get a hold of me and I can evaluate where you are and we can put together a plan to make you an instructor one day.
Okay, so what type of services do you provide?
Well, first and foremost, I am a firearms instructor. My credentials are basic pistol, basic rifle, basic shotgun, home firearm safety, personal protection class, which is the /CCW CPL Concealed Pistol License Training class, metallic cartridge and shotgun shell reloading. I'm a member, of course, of the National Rifle Association, a membership recruited life member of numerous firearms pro Second Amendment groups. You name a group, I'm probably in. It's really nomenclature. You find that a lot of individuals use the words in a context that suggests that it is a permit that allows you to carry a concealed firearm on or about your person, which includes a vehicle. Typically, a CCW really is actually a criminal charge of carrying a concealed weapon without a license. You need a license to carry a concealed firearm. I'm not going to delve too much into it, but you can actually legally open carry a firearm without any license whatsoever, but there's a lot of caveats to that. Get with me offline, check me out on Facebook or my website, and we can talk about that more in depth. But the concealed pistol license, the CPL, is the actual thing that you would receive upon completion of the training.
Okay, now, last time we had you on the show, I didn't get a chance to follow up with you, Rick, but I received some emails concerning a couple of questions that people had for you when they called in. They didn't have a chance to ask you.
Okay.
One question in particular, a guy I know emailed me and said, hey, Mr. Wolf, I got into a little trouble. I had an AK-47 in my trunk. I bought it from Bill Goodman's Gun and Knife Show.
Right.
I had the shells in the trunk as well, and they arrested me, and even though they dropped the charges, I still spent 3 days in jail fighting that case.
What was the specific question? Is he still qualified? Is that what we're talking about?
Exactly.
Well, you know, the thing that really only counts is convictions. If he merely was, let's call it inconvenienced by a few days by not being amongst the general populace, then that's not really an issue. Mm-hmm. Some of the general questions I get concern a lot of people, and some of the top questions I get will, I have traffic tickets. Will a traffic ticket keep me from getting a concealed pistol license? No. Of course, as a good, responsible citizen, such as the people that carry concealed firearms, yeah, you should go ahead and give them the money and pay it. You know, there are some people in our society who are technically, or shall I say, statutorily ineligible. For these individuals who do have a felony, particularly those that are nonviolent, it's over 5 years old. It was for an offense for which you could not have received a life sentence. 5 years have passed since that conviction was rendered, and you've satisfied all requirements such as probation, restitution, what have you. You could be eligible for a set-aside with a procedure. A lawyer can help you out. And basically, you could legally have the right to have that felony removed from your public record and then qualify to restore your firearm rights. So there's some options out there for some people. A lot of people, it doesn't exist.
Now, what's the process? And do you just come in, take a couple of classes, pass the test, and there it is? You can legally carry a concealed weapon. How long does it take to get everything rolling?
That's a very interesting question. I'll run it down to you right quick. First thing that individuals should do is to ascertain as to whether they actually qualify. I would hate as an instructor to train someone through the class and then with their end goal being getting the concealed pistol license, they're not even qualified to get it. It's really a waste of their time and money. Essentially, you need to be 21 years of age, a state of Michigan resident, U.S. citizen, or a resident alien. You need to, of course, take a class such as the one that I offer that is state of Michigan compliant to the law. You would then have to make sure that you do not have anything that would prevent you from getting the license, such as being able to pass that background check, which includes that felony that I was talking about earlier. No history of mental illness, not be a fugitive for justice, and a lot of other things that don't really apply to most people. You take the class. It's only 8 hours long. Make sure that you are with a trained, credentialed professional who's actually going to teach you the law. A lot of guys out here teaching classes, and they're not teaching the law, and we have unfortunate situations where individuals behave unlawfully, and in my opinion, sometimes it's because they really didn't know where the line between unlawful and lawful behavior was.
Okay.
And you take the class, you fill out an application, submit it to your county clerk's office, submit the fee, take your picture, they'll run your fingerprints, and depending on what county you live in, it'll determine how fast you get it back. I can't guarantee it, but I got a lot of students who have gotten their concealed pistol license back in as early as 2 weeks. Oakland County, Wayne County, man, it's going to take a minute.
Okay.
If you up for a renewal or you really want to get that concealed pistol license for these hot summer months when you think things might become more interesting in the city, right?
Right.
I love the metaphor. You want to do that now.
Well, I think crime is actually going to be down this summer, man, because the way these gas prices are looking, we're not going to afford to be able to drive to any scenes of crime. So,
man, you're killing me. Crime knows no holiday, man. I think it's going to get worse.
Right.
We're shutting down these prisons and turning people loose. You know, you're supposed to turn loose people who are not a danger to society. I remember that case where these two 50-year-olds got out of prison, man. They went on a crime spree getting into a shootout with police, you know.
Wow. Well,
it's really getting ignorant out here.
Well, let's continue to pray for each other and pray for our city, and as well get legalized and carrying you a concealed weapon. All right? So you want to call Rick Ector with Rick